Hello everyone. In this video we are going to discuss the solutions for the rest of the questions of GATE for the year 2022. This is a match the flowing question for the process of refining of oil. Similar question has already been discussed. Degumming removes phosphatides, neutralization removes free fatty acids, bleaching removes pigments, and winterization separates waxes. This matches the refining stages with their respective functions. Question number 16 is also a match the following. Aseptic packaging sterilizes food and packaging separately before packing in a sterile environment. And active packaging involves functional components that actively improve food quality, e.g., oxygen scavengers. While modified atmosphere packaging controls O and CO concentrations to extend shelf life. Vacuum packaging removes air to create a tight package and prevent oxidation spoilage. In T's question, we are asked to find the wrong option. The products of caramelizations are mostly furans, pyrans, phenols, and so on. Amino-benzoic acid is unrelated to caramelization and is a part of folic acid metabolism.
For this question, the correct answer is hammer mills operate by impact, burr mills by attrition, crushing rolls by compression, and rotary knives by cutting. The answer of this question is liquid nitrogen. It is commonly used in direct immersion freezing due to its extremely low temperature and rapid freezing capabilities. Here, the correct answers are option A 18:2-linoleic acid, C 18:3-gamma-linolenic acid, and D 20:4-arachidonic acid. These are omega-6 polyunsaturated fatty acids, while alpha-linolenic acid is an omega-3 fatty acid. Omega-3 is when the first double bond is between the third and fourth carbon atoms. Omega-6 is when the first double bond is between the sixth and seventh carbon atoms. Here, the correct answers are A. There may be an increase in alpha helix and beta sheet structure, and C. When fully denatured, globular proteins resemble a random coil. Denaturation does not break peptide bonds and can sometimes be reversible. The correct answers are A. Mist polisher for rice, B. Break roll for wheat, and D. Beal degermer used for maize. Rubber rolls are not typically used for pigeon pea milling but rice milling. Here, in this question, we are to find the correct equation. Option B and D are incorrect because the Biot number measures the ratio of conduction within a solid to convection at its surface, while the Nusselt number measures convective heat transfer in fluids. This question is from the particle size distribution. Here a table is given where mean particle size and number of particle is mentioned. We are asked to find the mean solder diameter. The formula for solder mean diameter is as clearly mentioned in the video, the solder mean diameter is calculated by summing the cubes of the particle diameters, weighted by the number of particles, and dividing by the sum of the squares of the particle diameters, also weighted by the number of particles. This question is solved using the flow parameters and the formula for Reynolds number. Firstly, the mass flow rate was calculated from the heat loss, which is a sensible cooling phenomenon since temperature difference delta T and specific heat Cp is given here. After finding the mass flow rate, we find the velocity of fluid using the mass continuity equation. Lastly, all the values are substituted in the Reynolds number and the calculated value is 1746, which indicates laminar flow. To determine the external convective heat transfer coefficient, we use the overall heat transfer resistance equation. The overall heat transfer coefficient is given based on the inside surface is given as 25 watt per meter square Kelvin, and the internal convective heat transfer coefficient is 30 watt per meter square Kelvin. The steel pipe has an inner diameter of 3 cm and a thickness of 1.5 cm, making the outer diameter 6 cm. The thermal conductivity of the pipe material is 50 watt per meter square Kelvin. The heat transfer resistances include internal convection, conduction through the pipe wall, and external convection. Using the standard resistance equation, we substitute the given values and simplify. The internal convection resistance is by using internal convective heat transfer coefficient and area AI. Then the conduction resistance is calculated using the logarithmic ratio OD diameters and cylindrical surface area pi dl. And the external convection resistance is also calculated. After substituting and solving step by step, we obtain HO equals 75.82 W/m superscript 2 K. Thus, the external convective heat transfer coefficient is 75.82 W/m superscript 2 K. This question is from psychrometry topic. To calculate the humidity ratio, first, determine the partial pressure of water vapor by multiplying the given relative humidity with the saturation pressure. Next, find the partial pressure of dry air by subtracting the water vapor pressure from the total barometric pressure. Finally, use these values to compute the humidity ratio, which represents the amount of water vapor per unit mass of dry air. Thank you for watching.